So our Muslim family decided to go on this crazy adventure together. We've all been so busy and it's been really hard to spend quality time, and the stress and the turmoil of the world has felt so heavy. We needed to disconnect from it long enough to just reconnect with ourselves and one another, exploring some amazing travel destinations and scope out some potential places in the world we might want to relocate and live. And we've learned so much and have been so completely shocked by some of the things that we found that we want to take you behind the scenes so that you could see maybe what's possible for you and your family. Can't wait to show you what we found. You might have noticed we're starting a video back in New York, but it's to tell you two important things before you watch the video. Number one, shout out to all the Malaysians that left a ton of amazing information and comments in the comment section of my last video where I was in Kuala Lumpur. If you're thinking of living or moving to Malaysia or just traveling there, they gave me so many great things about locations and food and whatnot. Check it out after. Number two, halal food. In this video, you're going to see my family eat a ton of food, and it is what I believe is halal after doing my research, asking vendors, talking online. And so, alhamdulillah, that's my best effort. There's nothing that I ate that it wasn't. The reason I say that is because I know I did my best, but you're watching it, and I want to make sure that you're only eating halal if you're going there and you feel good about it. So I'm depending on the Malaysian community to dive in the comment section again, clarify anything, because what we did was the best of what we knew, and I'm sure they know even better. Enjoy the video. We were excited just to get to the apartment and settle down. As you may have seen from the last video, we found an apartment that was super cute, kind of Japanese style muji, had an amazing pool, amazing location, very, very close to the center of the town and all the action and the food. And we were excited to have a good rest and then just wake up the next day and dive into food. Cannot start a good morning without a good cup of coffee, so we found a cute spot near us called Coffee Lane, maybe 5 minutes. There were so many spots, to be honest, if you went around here. And then we knew we had to fuel up for an amazing day of eating and excitement walking around town. We stayed a couple of minutes, it was super cute, and then we just took off. And then right after coffee, we wanted breakfast. We saved for roti bakar at this halal spot that we were really super excited to check out. It had amazing reviews. And if you're not familiar with this food it's all over Malaysia. It's kind of one of those staple foods everywhere. And it's very similar to like a paratha or like a khubz tawa, if you had something like that, or like how Moroccans have musamman. It's one of those breads, but then they take it and they shred it up. And then they pour curry all over it, and then you can have the eggs. And it's typical to have the eggs less cooked. I probably would want to have them just a bit more cooked. I'd like them runny, but not so runny. But definitely soon turned out to be one of my daughter's most favorite foods that after this, little did I know she'd be asking me every single day to get her. The next spot was one I was excited about. It is Chandal, or I'm going to butcher all the names, let's just be fair. But this was soon to be the one that I was going to crave going back to the US. But first, a good walk, passing the hawker stalls, bakeries, and more. The irony of how their famous white coffee isn't white. All right, this one my daughter's looking forward to the most. Let's see.
Show him something when he comes back.
So I'm not gonna lie, at first I wasn't into the chendol, but then, and I'm probably saying it wrong, so forgive me, but like then it just grew on me. And little did I know when I was gonna go back to America would I like crave it, and there's hardly anywhere to find it in New York. So if you're watching this video, hit me up of like where I can find some of that in New York City. My daughter also couldn't stop about like the roti tsunami. Like it was just going to be days after that. Little did I know, that she was going to just keep asking. So be careful when you come to Penang. You might just fall in love and then can never eat these things again in your home country. Just saying.
This one, there's no pork.
No pork.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is like clam. How you make the broth?
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I get one to try. And
Okay.
what is this one?
The cockle.
Cockle? Yeah, clams. And what's this one?
This one is dried squids.
Squids and this tofu.
Tofu, yeah.
Yeah, okay, one. Let me try one.
Okay.
Okay, so this is coconut broth. These are cockle shells, which is seafood, squid, and then tofu and this. And these are, it's a Michelin star restaurant, so they're known for their broth. Okay, let's see how it is.
Yeah, so let's go back.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. That is delicious. So the interesting thing is, even if they like up the price here because you're a foreigner, they don't up it much. 1, 2, 3 ringgit. They're very humble about it. And subhanAllah, my husband left like 2 ringgit on the table, like as a tip or something, and they were just like, oh sir, you left your money. Like even they came back, they didn't try to steal it. And even when they tried to up the price, they did it by like 50 cents. It was nothing. So they're really, really generous. So we just came out of that place. It was packed in there, and that was 7 ringgit for that bowl of soup, which is about $1.50, subhanAllah, for a Michelin star meal. You can also get Muslim Thai food, which I've never seen before. MashaAllah. The prices are like $1.25, $1.50. This hot one is a little bit more because it is. Otherwise, mashallah. A whole fish is 30. Is that $5? It's about not even a couple dollars. Later, but let me show you. We got Thai iced tea, and it is in a bag, as typical. What we do sometimes is we take an empty water bottle if we don't want to do this. But yeah, that's very, very typical. You'll get your drink in a bag with a straw. It's super loud, but it has a lot of colonial flair compared to the rest of Malaysia because of the colonization, I think, of the British. So you'll find the buildings very differently made here. Oh my god, it is an absolute fail to open. It's everywhere. And then that one had a hole in it. This is like the worst I've ever done. Okay, this is a very famous place for seafood and lobster and big prawns and squid. So since 19. Communication is really bad. Spicy squid, biryani, and prawn. Okay, now we're gonna get ice kacang, and I'm probably saying that wrong and butchering it, but it's inside of here. Honestly, it's so hard to pick because so many places have such great stuff. But my husband and I have come to love ice kacang and coconut shakes. So this is one place that specializes. All right, we got a takeaway. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so it is red bean, black sugar, ice cream, and then shaved ice, and then coconut milk. That's the way it comes. I think it's okay. I asked them what's in it. They didn't mention the red syrup. There is a red syrup. It makes it a little bit sweeter, but overall it's good. I want to say we woke up this morning and had coffee from this place, Coffee Cafe. It's so small and hard to find, but small business, best coffee I've ever had. And it's not even a chain, so support small businesses, especially in Penang. Excellent, like really good. That's probably one of the best cappuccinos I've ever had, literally. And I paid very little for it, and it wasn't a name brand. So support small businesses. Today we're having a little bit of a hard time to find the place. It's really hard. Sometimes these places don't have clear names. It's called Ravi, and it's clear. It's clay pots. It's amazing the technique they use for cooking. This one is popular with the locals for roti and nasi tender, but we're not going to go there today. We're going to go to a clay pot place. It's really, really hard to find. Turns out he's closed. These are the charcoal things. Let's see if I can show you a picture of what he's supposed to have. And this is what he makes, appam, but it's not here. And behind it is a Chinese restaurant. It's really, really confusing, but this has phenomenal roti. So I'm going to see if I can ask. It turns out he only serves until 10 a.m. and he sells out really fast, so we missed it. SubhanAllah. Friday was not busy. Saturday it's very, very busy here, so just know that for parking if you are driving. And we're going to go to what we know, because we're going to go to a great place outside of the city, and inshallah ta'ala we're just going to go to a really awesome bakery we saw yesterday, the one I showed you guys. Across from New World Park, this is the really nice bakery. That's the egg tart. Yeah, it's very similar to Paris baguette. It has Japanese too. Okay, yeah. This tastes exactly like garlic bread, but like flaky and buttery. It's so good. This has mochi in it. This is a summer drink with real passion. So this is a super famous place you're going to find all over YouTube. Tons of YouTubers are going here, and don't go there because it is not halal. We couldn't tell till we got there. So when we did, we found out that it's totally like halal, the ingredients, but they use like pork fat to do the stir fry or something. So we had to find a halal spot instead. All right, so if you are outside of Georgetown, I'm going to put a place here. It's called Sungai Dua. This is the best halal for char kway teow, and again, I'm butchering it. But if you're inside of Georgetown, I'm going to show you right now where to get it. It's the best halal spot to get that has the best rating, other than that one, and it's this one, Bihua Cafe. This time I asked for a cup. It's fried egg. I so appreciate fried egg. They also have a lot of vegetarian options in Georgetown. So unfortunately, this was the end of our stay in Penang, and I wish I had more time. While something like Venice, Italy, where I was in one of my other videos, a day and a half was just plenty, Penang is not the case. You're going to want to take a couple days for nothing else but the food. I mean, there's tons of other cute little things you could do. They have like temples or little nature walky things. But like for me, it was just, I needed more time with the food. I probably had 50 things on my list and I got to not even 10. And so that was just a bit heartbreaking, but so grateful for what I did get to see, and just absolutely amazing food. It is truly like the place to go. So would love to come again. The cons I have are more like, it was just hard to find places sometimes. We are not locals. So a local's going to watch this and be like, duh, it's easy. But I'm like, yeah, if you're breezing through, what I would just say, do your research. Do your research before you come, because it's hard sometimes. The names are similar. There's small spots. You saw me with the clay pot place. I didn't realize that there was this limit on the time that they're there, only for a window of hours. Like things like that, I wish I had gotten the time to do more research, because we were hitting multiple countries, multiple cities. It was just literally my fault because I couldn't manage that many locations. But alhamdulillah, like super amazing. And the only other thing I would say as a non-local is it's not always easy to tell when something was halal or not. Sometimes they're clearly marked and sometimes they're sketch. And so it's not because anyone's trying to trick you, it's just because it's not clear cut. It's not like New York City or London where where it's kind of like, this isn't. So again, speaking from an outside perspective, I'm sure there's like Malaysians that can jump in and be like, it was right here, you should have looked. So teach us in the comments, go right ahead. I want to also say, if I made any mistakes and something wasn't halal, like I wouldn't know. So alhamdulillah, and I just really did my very best. I asked, and when we were unsure, we just literally avoided meat altogether and just went for like, safe options. But overall, my biggest con is I needed more time. It was so good. Pro was amazing food. Like I said, need days to explore. Amazing people. Everybody was super nice to us. It had a super cute small town feel with interesting art. Loved it.
Para